Thank you, Jean, and thank you everyone for joining us today. We are starting the June meeting of the Peace team, and why don't we go ahead and start it with some peace breathing like has been our tradition. We'll simply breathe along together, and as we inhale, we'll think world. As we exhale, peace. Inhale, world. Exhale, peace. Inhale, world. Exhale, peace. Thank you all for breathing peace together here. As we all know, we just passed the 100-day countdown to Peace Day a couple of weeks ago. And so Peace Day is getting closer and closer, let's say. Many things to do as far as connecting with schools, but we encourage everybody, even if it's one classroom, one teacher, one school, that really is the place to start. It's bit by bit put this together in schools around the world. So we're excited about having all of you here. George, I'd love to have you go ahead and say hello as well, and then we'll probably get going with our presenters.
Great, and thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Jean, as always, for bringing us, for connecting us, all of us. As Jennifer said, yes, we're moving closer to Peace Day International, September 21st, 2015. And we have the summer to prepare, because as soon as we hit middle August, when the schools open up, I think we will be track shoes on and running to get the programs highlighted at some level. So we're all excited. You can feel the energy regarding connecting all these peacekeepers throughout the world, and I'm so glad that we're here today to sort of bring that energy towards September as well as throughout the year. And I'm excited to have one of my students, Ariel Halevi, present today. She will bring that young voice, that young, powerful voice regarding connecting our communities. So we're looking forward to today's meeting. And again, thank you, Jean, and thank you, Kelly. And I'm so glad it's that Deborah here, Maldo. She's with us as well.
I think it's another Deborah that's joining us today.
That's why I was just checking. All right, great. So let's let the games begin. Wonderful. Thank you, Jennifer.
Great. Thank you, George. Jean, I don't know if Atsuko Akamatsu has made it to the meeting yet. Have you seen her?
Yes, she's here with us.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we are just so delighted to welcome Atsuko with us. She has major projects going on that she works from in Japan. She's up very, very early in the morning to be able to be with us today. And she's going to talk with us about two of her projects, the Youth Messages for Peace and the Kids Guernica in Hiroshima. So I'd love all of us to give a very warm welcome to Atsuko Akamatsu.
Hello.
Welcome. We can hear you. Your mic is unmuted now, Atsuko. Please go ahead.
Oh, can I start talking now?
Please do. It's all yours. The floor is yours.
Okay. Thank you. Hello. My name is Akamatsu Atsuko. I'm in charge of a project called Youth Messages for Peace. This project is organized by Global Campaign for Peace Education in Japan. And last year in Korea, there was an international conference for museums for peace. And first, for this international conference, an exhibition of Youth Messages for Peace was started. And in September last year, many messages from many young people around the world were exhibited in the international conference. And the entries for this project are exhibited on the website called use messages for peace. But when you would like to find the website on the internet, please search the word peace creators. Peace creators, and please connect the two words, peace and creators. Then on Google, you can find the website on the top of the list, and please find the website. Then there are many categories like poems, messages, and short stories, pictures, and songs, and so on. Many students from many countries express their own ideas to create peace. And there are some works of collaboration too. When you open the category of songs, you can find 3 songs now, and 2 of the songs were made by many students from many schools. They worked together and they made the song for peace. And you can see many students' photos too. So please try listening to the songs. And one of the songs was made by a refugee boy from Malawi. And it's a simple song, but I think it's a good one too. And I showed the entries to my students in my school, in a senior high school in Japan. And my students drew illustrations for the stories or messages, and they are on the website too. And when my students made some stories for peace, I sent the stories to other schools in foreign countries. And the students, for example, in Russia, drew illustrations for my students' stories. And my students were very happy to see the illustrations made by Russian students. I think it's important to promote this kind of international communication between different countries. Some students have some kind of stereotypes about foreign countries. So I think it's important to help students communicate in classes. And I think talking about peace is a kind of universal interest for students. So I think it's a good topic to help students communicate with each other. They have good ideas, and sometimes they have to learn about the facts, about history, what their own countries did in the past, and about other countries too. So there is the explanation about this project on the first page, a home page of the website of the Youth Messages for Peace. So when you open the page, you can see the objects of this project and the categories to express the messages in, and there are some other guidelines on the first page. And there is no deadline for this project now. I'd like to continue this project at least for about 10 years. So when you're interested in this project, please think about your own schedule in your school or organization, and please send the students messages anytime. And I'd like to talk about the advisors too. in the last page, in the last category of the website, there are many advisors' names and their profiles, and they included the URLs of websites they are working on or they are researching on. So please take a look at the advisors pages too, and you can find a lot of resources about peace education in many different fields. I think it's a good source for learning about many fields of peace education. I am looking for many teachers to help their students to express their own ideas for peace. And I am trying to start collaboration with other projects for peace too. So I'd like to tell you about a project in Hiroshima in Japan. There is a project called Kids Guernica in Hiroshima. This year, many teachers in Hiroshima started working on this project. But Kids Guernica is a worldwide project. Many students around the world have painted very large mural like the one Picasso painted to protest against war. It's a very famous work called Guernica. And teachers in Hiroshima asking many foreign students to send their pictures to express their ideas about future peace. And students in Hiroshima read the messages attached to the picture, and they look at the pictures, and they include the ideas of the pictures into their murals, and they will exhibit the murals around Peace Memorial Park in Hiroshima in August. And this is the special year, 70th anniversary after the World War II ended, and the atomic bomb was dropped over Hiroshima. So many people are going to come to Hiroshima, especially around the Peace Park. So the teachers will display the students' murals in Peace Memorial Park to show the students' work to many visitors from around the world. And I showed the entries to Youth Messages for Peace to the students who are participating in Kids Guernica project. And I'd like to connect these projects. And another project I'm working on is making a short documentary film with the entries. Professor in the United States is helping me to make the projection, and I'm going to ask many museums for peace around the world through the newsletters for Museums for Peace to show this projection in their museums for some kind of events. And I think many students will be inspired by the messages about peace by young people in other countries. And I hope they will be interested in expressing their own ideas about peace. I'm sorry. I think I'm talking too much now. So I'd like to
I
ask
don't think so. It's
other
wonderful, Atsuko.
participants to ask me questions.
Thank you so much. What I'm going to do, because there are so many people on the phone and I cannot see them if they raise their hand, I'm going to unmute everybody right now. But I would like to ask everyone to please be careful if there's any noise surrounding you to mute your own mic if that is the case. So I will unmute anyone. And Jennifer, you take it from here, just to make sure if people have some questions to address these questions to Atsuko. You're all unmuted now.
Thank you, John. Thank you. Yes, we do want to, I'm sure there are many questions that are coming up regarding, I have a couple to start with the kids, with the messages for peace, so that you described that website, how we can find it. For the Kids Guernica project, if schools wanted to connect, students wanted to connect with that, is there a site for that one as well, for the Kids Guernica?
I'm sorry. Could you repeat the last part? I couldn't hear you well.
Yes. If there is, do you have the link or website connection for the Kids Guernica? Is there somewhere where people can write
Kids
to you?
Guernica?
Yeah.
Yes. If you look for the word Kids Guernica on the website, on Google, you can find a website of Kids Guernica. But the project of Kids Guernica in Hiroshima has not started displaying their project on the website, on the international website yet. But you can see many murals painted by many students around the world on the website of Kids Guernica too.
Very good. And then a question about the documentary film. Is that something that would also be available to any school or organization that wanted to show the film, promote the film, watch the film?
After the professor finished making the film, I'd like to send to peace museums and schools who, if teachers or curators ask me to send the film, I'd like to send it if possible, by attaching the files to emails.
Very good. Very good. Thank you so much. Now, are there other questions regarding any of these projects?
From Jules, okay. Let me unmute all again if you have a question. Everyone is unmuted now. Any other questions for Atsuko?
Hello? Jean?
Yes?
I sent you the explanation about the project Youth Messages for Peace before. Is it possible to share the document? PDF?
I did not receive that document. I only received your pictures, Atsuko. My apology. I wish I had a document, but what we can do is definitely we can share that with everybody. We can send a document to everybody after the call is finished. I'm sure that our friend Jennifer and George can forward the document in PDF form to everybody following this conversation. My apology. I did not receive that message.
I hope everyone can read the document later. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Jennifer, George, back to you.
Very good, very good. Unless any other questions, last call for questions. Okay, why don't we now move on to our second speaker? And today we also have with us, as George mentioned, Ariel Halevi. She's going to talk to us about creating caring communities through dignified actions. So perfect for this year's peace theme. Ariel, are you here?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay, stand by for a second, Ariel. I'm going to mute everyone and then unmute you, okay? The floor is yours, Ariel.
Thank you. First, I just want to thank all of you for letting me speak. My name is Ariel Halevi, and my class and I worked with the special education class throughout our school year. Throughout life, people are always taught that it's okay to be different, but there's a simple commonality between all of us. We're all human, and that's something that I was able to learn working with them. We learn to see beyond color and age, gender, and intelligence. We saw them as people, people that soon grew to be people that we loved, people that became our close friends. We were able to form a real community. We went from not noticing each other in the halls to embracing each other whenever we got the chance. This is really important for communities all around us. In order to become like a true community, you must look past all physical attributes and religion and so on and so forth. And you have to see everyone for who they are, which is human. It's no longer about just you, it's about us, like as a whole. And they really helped me see that, and it was an amazing experience that I can never ever forget. Yeah, so that's
well done.
really...
Well done. Thank you so much. I'm going to unmute everyone. Be careful for the surrounding noise. Any questions for Ariel?
Yes, I'd like to just get involved. If you go on the Education Peace team, we posted the video last week, so you can get it. You have an opportunity to see the video that Ariel created from the 5-week experience. Jean was just running pictures a few minutes ago. Those pictures that you were seeing was some of the pictures that the students, you can see the...
oh, let me bring them back. If the,
okay.
Those, so I made a mistake. My apology, my brother. So let me get those back. Very quickly now.
Excuse me, what website is that on?
It's on the Education Peace Team Facebook site.
Okay.
And we will link it to YouTube probably this week, probably by tomorrow. And what we did is we brought two communities together, the special needs community. Some of the students in my sociology class didn't express, they sort of expressed that they didn't really have a connection to a lot of the communities in Wagner High School. So we decided to go out into the special needs community and spend 5 weeks developing and building leadership skills. And they ended up really teaching us more than we can ever hope for. It was such a powerful experience. So we were hoping if you get to have an opportunity, go to the Education Peace team. But once we link it to YouTube, we'll send it to Jean Trudel, and I'm hopeful he'll be able to link it at the International Day of Peace site too. And you can see this 7-minute video where the students talk about sharing that experience of leadership, anti-violence, and dignified action. And it was a powerful, beautiful experience. So I would definitely recommend afterwards going to the Education Peace team and seeing the work that Ariel put together to sort of illuminate or bring to light dignified action, dignified peace, which is basically the theme of this year's conference. And we wanted to sort of hopefully replicate this model in any school that might be interested. I know Jean and Kelly and I will have a conversation about moving these conversations forward regarding bringing some of these leadership skills into the schools throughout the world. So this is something that we're extremely hopeful for.
Thank you so much, George. My apology for the pictures again, but they're great shots. And thank you, Ariel, for your presentation. Back to you, Jennifer.
Thank you. I'd like to ask Ariel if you could give us maybe one or two brief examples of moments that you had that were learning moments or joining moments that you could share with us. I don't know if you could hear that, Ariel.
I'd have to say, for me, one of the best experiences that we had was we created 2 circles, and one circle would shift, and every time you had to ask the person a new question, and we got to learn something about them. And we had to share at the end of the day something new that we learned, and it's amazing, like, how much alike and how much you have in common with people that you would never think, you know. And it was really heartwarming to see, like, everyone come close together, and the last few days were definitely the most influential on me because that's when we were the closest, and that's really when we became like a family.
That's beautiful. And then how did that translate that into just relating with other students in general in school or your family or on the street or anything like that? Did you see any correlations there?
I feel as though it creates a kinder human, a kinder soul once you experience that, because it brings to your attention how much you can make a difference and how much just learning about one thing about one person can actually change. So you become more kind-hearted and more open-minded as to what can happen around you.
Beautiful.
I'd like to say, Jennifer, another thing is in the class that we worked with, a lot of those students in 5 weeks really came out of the shell and became extremely articulate, vocal, and passionate about peacekeeping and peacemaking and peace building. And students that were almost non-communicative were communicating powerfully and passionately at the end of 5 weeks. And that for me was something I'll never forget. It's just to hear their voices, and voices that were almost muted for years. Suddenly they felt they had a safe community where they can come out and feel safe and share that and be supported by students who became their friends now, friends that existed in the school for 3 years, but now they were part of that experience. So we're very happy about that.
So beautiful. Any other questions for Ariel or even George, either one, about this really magnificent sounding program? Well, I think...
Can I ask a question? Is this an ongoing program that you have or just a one-time event?
This was a program that existed for close to 20 years in Wagner High School, where I would take a group of 25 to 50 students and train them through the art of nonviolence and leadership initiatives. And then their job was to sort of initiate, train the trainer, where they would go into their communities and replicate the training wherever they were. So whether it was in their mosque or temple or youth groups, churches, communities, even families, they would take the training and initiate it where they can sort of, let me introduce you to nonviolence training, the principles of Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. And so this is what was going on for 20 years. And I decided, since this was my last year of teaching, my last month of teaching actually, I wanted to just sort of replicate this one more time into one more community in Wagner High School and give my students that experience that I was a part of for close to 20 years. So it was ongoing for many years, and now that retired, we will have conversations regarding how we can sort of replicate this in other schools as well.
Okay, great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Other questions? I think one of the great things about these presentations that we're having monthly, today's presentations, both of them are so inspirational. And part of the idea here of our team is that we all, find ways that we might be able to implement these, even in a small way, or even make some introduction of these programs geared toward that International Day of Peace. So that becomes a springboard for the remainder of the year. And both of these presentations today have been very, very inspiring. We have a bit more time, so I'd like to invite the floor now. Anyone here who wants to give us a short update about your plans for this upcoming International Day of Peace on September 21st, of work that you're doing in your schools, your communities. So anyone have something to share?
No.
Hello?
Are we being on mute?
Everyone is unmuted. So go ahead, please introduce yourself if you're calling from the phone.
Hi, this is Paula with Edge Academy.
Hello, Paula.
How are you? Good. Yes, I'm in Chicago now. I'll be here for about 2 to 3 weeks. So I might visit Kim later on in the week or so, maybe next week if you have time. And what we've been doing is basically working with different schools. Hello?
Yes.
Okay, so
yes, please continue.
Okay, so what we started doing was the 100-day countdown. We pushed this to different schools that were actually interested to take the initiative for the International Day of Peace. So some schools, as one in the Bronx, they were having different activities that they were doing as a community that will actually reinforce anti-child abuse. So one of the walks that we did was Allison's walks, Allison's kids. So what they did was we walked from the school in the Bronx all the way to Yankee Stadium. And at the Yankee Stadium, the actual committee recognized, the students from this particular school. And they basically did this walk in reference to counting down, the 100 Day of Peace as well. Not only this school, but then other schools are doing internal, initiatives. And the goal is, to celebrate as well the day of the International Day of Peace in Central Park on the 20th with the Vigil on International Day of Peace. So there's several schools that are interested. There's also a museum of children that is interested in continuing and reinforcing this day, and also different libraries that I reached out to, and they're actually going to be doing something related to peace, and 2 churches. So the community is actually getting involved, and they're very engaged in what is happening with peace, because we know what is happening nowadays. There's a lot of violence, a lot of shootings, and a lot of things are happening which are impacting our different communities. And they're seeing this now as a hope to get the message out and to stop violence. So I thank all of you for not only working as a team, but also reinforcing these different activities with students and children and around different communities, because I think that people are being aware more and more of the importance of peace. And as a team, I think it's extremely important for us to continue our mission to spread out the word and try to educate the community in ways and how they can reinforce this.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Paula. I'm going to unmute everyone just to make sure to see if there's any questions for Paula. Anyone?
Paula, I just want to confirm you said that the vigil is going to be on the 20th, correct?
Your speaker, I cannot hear well. What did you say? I'm sorry.
That the vigil in Central Park will be on the 20th?
Yes, it's on the 20th. So the goal of the vigil is not only the celebration of, the 20th, which is going to lead to the celebration on the 21st, but it's also to educate our different communities and, in making them aware. So the goal is to incorporate different ideas to celebrate peace among, students and communities, and invite them to the actual event in Central Park on the 20th, and continuing on the 21st in their respective schools. Some schools are actually being invited to visit the UN on this day, and, make it more memorable for them. So it's really, really, really taken a lot of impact. I don't know, one of the schools, we had a school that actually up in the Bronx that had a shooting just when the countdown was going to start, and we were actually promoting it. And, these things, we couldn't meet with the principal, but then the principal actually reached out to us a day after when this incident happened. And the communities are really now in a lot of need of motivation in trying to get the community to basically really understand what peace is and what activities they can do within the community. And I think the one day, which is the celebration in Central Park, we're going to invite different people that, different organizations. We have Safe Horizons is extremely interested in coming in and supporting us. Safe Horizon is the organization which protects children. So there's different initiatives, anti-child abuse, anti-domestic abuse, anti-bullying, bullying, and all these, organizations are really wanting to be part of a bigger cause. So I just wanted to bring it out to you. You're all welcome to come to Central Park with us if you're able to. It's going to be a great event.
Very good. Thank you, Paula. Thank you so much. Do we have anyone else who'd like to share?
I have something to say.
Please go ahead and identify yourself, please. I'm going to mute everyone. Is that Ada? Somebody is making a lot of noise. Okay.
Cooking.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay, I'm going to mute everyone. Who wants to speak? Is this area code 802?
No, this is Jane Bernard.
Jane Bernard. So go. Let me come back, okay? Go ahead, Jane. Please go ahead.
Hi. My background is different because I'm a philosopher and I'm not directly associated with one school, but I've been in touch with a high school student, a bunch of high school students so far, one from Spain, China, and United States, and they're talking to their friends who are international, and they're trying to create a unified time on the 21st, where all three schools at the same time will focus on peace in a unified way. And so that's one of the things that I'm working on for us. And I've also talked to, I'm working on an elementary school in Vermont that might want to participate. And I'm associated with the Bank Street School here in New York, so I thought I would reach out to them. So that's just...
Thank you so much, Jane. Just let me unmute everyone just to see if there's any comments or questions to you. Hang on. Okay, everyone is unmuted.
Hello, my name is Princess. Hello, my name is Princess.
Yes, hold on, Princess. Let me come back to you, okay?
Okay.
Yes, please go ahead and ask your question.
Is it for Princess?
Hello?
Yes, it's Princess. My name is Princess from Director of Children of the Earth. We have a program we really want to share at the UN. It's called One Peaceful Africa. And part of what Children of the Earth does is really to inspire young people for the past 25 years on being positive and then being peacemakers in all the communities where they are in different parts of the world. And actually we are bringing, Actually, we are bringing 50 young refugees from Vermont to the UN at the International Peace Day, where we'll also present our project, One Peaceful Africa. And we have some of the musicians from Africa who are our flag bearers, who are trying to use their own simple initiatives to build peace in Africa. And what One Peaceful Africa is all about is young people in Africa, they themselves being the peace, like they are the future. They are no longer the future of tomorrow, but they are the future now. And because they are the future now, they have to really make a difference. And for them to make a difference, they have to find themselves. And for them to find themselves, when they are able to find themselves, they'll be able to create a positive impact in the society. Because for some years now, young people in Africa, because they see themselves not really being useful, they've engaged in so many violence, joining Boko Haram, Al-Shabaab, and so many occultic and terrorist groups. So what One Peaceful Africa is trying to do is to like give them a platform where they will see themselves as the leaders, as young leaders that can really make a positive impact and not a negative impact. Hello? Hello?
Yes, yes, please continue.
Oh, okay. So this One Peaceful Africa, that's what we are doing with all the young people in all the African states, African countries in Africa. And then we also have a program that we call the Learning Program Center, the Learning Center in Nepal. Of recent, there was an earthquake in Nepal where one of the Children of the Earth directors went to Nepal to start the program. And then they had the earthquake and he had to stay back and then try to help the people. In fact, he's back to Canada now because he's a Canadian. It was a whole lot of trauma for him. And as I spoke with him yesterday, he told me so many bad stories of mostly the people that died in this whole process are the young people, the elderly ones, like no hope, you know. So, Children of the Earth, we try to raise money to see how we can help in our own little way. So a whole lot of all these projects, like when I hear people talk about the peace projects they are doing in Japan, in America, and so on and so forth, I see myself as, I'm an African. My name is Princess Okaga. I'm from a royal family, and I found myself in a situation where it's not really about who you are. It's about what you want to be on this planet. And if each and every one of us begin to see ourselves as peace builders and as peace ourselves, and if we see ourselves in that situation, we'll be able to create peace within ourselves. And when we do that, the peace we've created within ourselves will really help others who are beside us. And when it helps anyone that is beside you, it also helps another person that is beside that other person. And that's really what we represent. I'm so grateful to be part of this group and hearing all the wonderful work everybody is doing around the world. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Princess. It was such a pleasure to meet you last time at the church meeting with Nina Meyerhoff. And we just love Children of the Earth and the work that Nina and yourself have been doing for so many years. So congratulations and thank you again for attending this meeting. You're more than welcome to be on all the other meetings coming up shortly. Thank you for your presentation. I will now unmute everyone just to see if anyone has any questions directly directed to you. Everyone is now unmuted. Any questions for Princess? Okay, Jennifer, George, back to you.
Thank you. I don't want to ask a question. I just want to thank you, Princess, because you are indeed an inspirational person. And I think anyone you speak with will be inspired and will realize that they themselves are a peacemaker. So, you know, all of us on this call are refreshed in your speaking and your energy And we really, really thank you for that. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. I'd just like to add to that too, Jennifer. I was thinking the same thing, that Princess, you said something profound. You said a platform, and what you really are doing is providing a platform for the students of Africa, African voices, to be a part of the solution, not only in their own continent but throughout the world. And I know for the students at the last year's meeting, there was such frustration in their voices about not being a part of the solution or the equation. And in many respects, that's what you're doing. You're providing them with that platform, that their voices have meaning. And thank you for doing that. And I look forward to hearing more about what you're doing in the days that come. And keep going forward. Thank you for your passion. Thank you for your passion and peace. And I did meet you a year ago at a meeting with Jean, and you were so inspiring. So continue with that energy, and thank you again. So I just want to also get that in.
Thank you.
George.
Thank you, everyone. Now we have a few more minutes, so maybe anyone else have something that they'd like to share about this upcoming International Day of Peace, the work that you're doing?
Yes, I would like to encourage Carlos to say a few words. This is his first introduction to this group. Jules L'Amour is our dear friend from World Peace Prayer Society and Peace Pals International. She invited Carlos to join us today. So, marhaba, Carlos. Say some words, please, to the group.
Yes. I'm from Uruguay, from South America, but I live in Middle East since 30 years. So as an educator, I spent 3 years during the war in Iraq, and 3 years during the war in Lebanon, and 12 years during the revolution, the Palestinian revolution in Jerusalem. And since 10 years, I'm working in Egypt and in Sudan. So my question always was, as an educator, what can I do to change this culture of war that we are living every day here? Even today, we have many explosions in Cairo. What we can do to create or contribute to create really a culture of peace. That's why I started with one class with very simple things to create with a dice. It's I don't know if you can see, it's a dice, a normal dice that these dice have not numbers, have sentences, sentences to leave. I listen to the other person, I love the other person, we love each other, I am the first to laugh. 6 different rules. So I propose to the students every morning before we start the class to throw the dice and the face is up. This is the rule of the day to live during the day, teachers and students. And in the last 10 minutes of the school, they have to share the experiences, how they practice these rules. So when I saw a huge change in the class, I proposed to the school. When I saw the very good change of the school, I proposed to other schools, and in 6 months, 25 schools in Cairo, they applied to this project that we call Living Peace. And after 1 year, in Italy, in a Congress of Education, they asked me to speak about this very simple project. And after that, thousands of students from 250 schools in more than 100 countries, they start to apply this project. Last year in the European Parliament, they asked me to go with these dice. Imagine, I was so shy to speak in the Parliament with these dice of cartoon about my project. But till now, there are more than 90,000 students in 103 countries practicing this project, Living Peace. This is very simple, but it's the base of act of peace during the day. Well, that's it. And we are very happy because we received the support from many organizations, Nina, the first one, and Jules also, and many others around the world. So even they start to help me to extend this project all around the world. And every year we made a big festival of peace. Last year was with 200 schools, 2,500 students. During the chaos in Cairo and explosions and people dead and so on, we had the courage to do this festival. It was a little bit crazy, but the effect was amazing, really. And this year, just 1 month ago, the World Peace Forum proposed me to do the World Peace Forum here in Cairo. So I accepted, just with the condition to do that from youth to youth. So we just finished 3 weeks ago with the students from 30 countries, 1,300 students, and it was a great experience. Really, young generation that are living and giving the best for a culture of peace, especially the students that are living in the middle of a culture of war.
Well done, Carlos. Well done. Thank you so much. And thank you, Jules, for bringing Carlos to us and to introduce him on this call. And I was going to suggest, Jules, because you sent me a quick little message, to introduce yourself to our friend in Hiroshima, Tsuko, and explain to her a little bit more about what you do with the Peace Pals International.
I have very little voice today.
We'll take whatever you have, so it's all yours.
Very, very, very little voice. Hello, Akamutsu. Hello. I'm the director of Peace Pals International, which is originated in Japan. And this year, it's really hard. My apologies. This year, what we are doing is we're having an exhibition in Hiroshima for our art project. John, can you take over?
I will,
I'm really struggling.
No worry.
I lost my voice. My apologies.
No worry, dear friend. So, Atsuko, I will introduce you to Jules via internet. We will send you Jules' information. She's part of an organization called World Peace Prayer Society that originated in Japan with Master Goy. I think, Jennifer, you're probably more versed than I ever can be about this wonderful organization. But the exciting thing, before Jennifer can complete whatever I have to say, is that Jules also does a contest every year for young children, 4 age categories, very young until, teenager years. And in each category, when all the drawings are sent to Jules, Jules has a group of judges, and it's very hard. I'm one of the judges, and I can tell you it's very hard to pick and choose the best drawings from these young people. And they will be released very shortly, actually, in mid-July. The winners will be known. And this year, they will be also in Peace Park in Hiroshima. So you guys must connect together before you all show up in Hiroshima, because I have a feeling that you're going to connect very well together, both of you. Jennifer, you may add something to this.
John, I think you explained it very, very well. The World Peace Prayer Society does work all over the world. Many of you are familiar with the peace poles.
Yes,
That's
thank
also
you.
part of their work. So you may have seen a peace pole in a park or on the street. But the art contest that Jules runs is an international contest. It's something we can all help to promote the next time around, to help encourage students that we work with to enter the contest. It is a very, very beautiful contest. So thank you, Jules. Thank you, Jean.
Thank you so much. This year our theme is Love to Hiroshima, Love to Nagasaki. And we will be announcing the winners in Hiroshima on August 6th. So I would love to be able to meet you when I'm there and connect. And Carlos is also a judge.
Thank you very much.
No, thank you. I'm going to stop talking now. Save my voice for tomorrow.
Thank you, dear friend. I'm going to see you tomorrow. So yes, save that voice.
You will.
Thank you again. Jennifer, back to you.
Well, thank you, Jean. It looks like we're coming right up on the top of the hour. So while we don't have time to continue sharing online here, we can continue sharing via the internet. So let's do that until our next meeting. Lots to do between now and the International Day of Peace, September 21st. So why don't we breathe along together one more time, and we'll all put that energy out for peace for our very beautiful and precious planet. We'll inhale world, exhale peace. Inhale world, exhale peace. Inhale world, exhale peace. Thank you, one and all. And maybe our mics may be muted or not, but we'll all say together, may peace prevail on earth.
May peace prevail on earth.
Thank you, everybody.
Que la paix règne sur terre. Au revoir.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Take it. Jean, before you go off, Carlos, marhaba, Carlos. My family's actually from Lebanon, so when I heard marhaba, I said, wow, the music's in my ears. Please go to my website, and if there's any, I do a lot of work with Middle East peace, especially with Salih Sassar and the Seeds of Peace in Jerusalem. In Lebanon, it's funny, when my students went to Tahrir Square, they were actually sending me YouTube videos showing me peace in action, as they called it. So please visit my website at peacedynamics.org. If Jean has information, he can send it to you, or Google my name.
What's your website, please? Can you repeat me again your website?
Yes, it's peacedynamics.com.
Yeah.
Put it in the chat, my dear brother. Put it in the chat.
In the chat. Sure, let me do that.
Yeah.
So right then now. Yes, do that, and then we will be able to copy the address.
And hope to meet with you one day soon. And thank you for your work. Your work is inspiring. It's wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you so much, George. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Take care now. Bye-bye.
Namaste.
I will see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow,
Akamatsu,
sweetie.
email.
Yes.
Please,
thank
Carlos.
You. Meals with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. True educator, Akamatsu. You are a true educator. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Sean.
My pleasure.